the branding up here. So any of you interested? We're testing out Streamlabs right now. So there's that. So there'll be a little kinks as we get it all going here. Let's see. So a couple things I need to do. A little housekeeping before I show you one of the Airbnb tips that we use to kind of like manage our occupancy. I guess you could call it that. And one of the things we do is about how we vary the our what would they call it? The limited days that we allow someone to book. So we have I'm going to show you that in just 1 second. Give me 1 second. I'm just trying to get everything up to speed here, just so it looks correct. And I thought I had it already, but apparently I did not. So I'm going to see if I can get it here. All right, there's one thing. I'm going to show this. Let's go. Show that. All right, so I'm going to do that there. Make sure that we showing the ticker here. So if you're interested in supporting the channel, you can do so there. And here is the link for our Streamlab. We're now taking donations for our Streamlab as well. And so you have that there. Let me see if I can show that on the live stream. For sure, there it is. All right. And you can see that in the chat. And there it is. All right. So let me get started here. And close some of these tabs here. What tabs do I have open? I'm going to stop sharing. All right. So when we show our listings, we have a lot of listings here, and I'm going to share one of my screens with you. Let's see. Airbnb. Pricing settings. Perfect. So here's one of our listings. Let me add it to the screen. Still trying to get up to speed here with this Streamlabs. So here's one of our listings. You can see the calendar, and this is for, it looks like November here. I think this is November. Yeah, November here. So I just chose a random 3 days. And so what Airbnb allows you to do, and if anyone is having trouble hearing me in the chat, please let me know. So you can see here, this room is listed at, let's say $63 per night. You'll see that right here. $63 per night. And so we just picked 3 random days here. And so $63 a night. And so one of the things Airbnb allows you to do is view our similar listings. So we're going to take a look at some similar listings and see what we see here. So let's take a look. View similar listings. And so here we're seeing for the book listings, that's the first category here. There's one here, it's $45 a night. Let's take a look at this one. And we'll see that if we were to try to book this room, here's the room here. You can see it. Make sure you can see it. Let me share this if you haven't seen it. And so you can see the listing here. They offer a few snacks. You can go through the photos. This is the room here. Not bad, not bad. Cheerios, snacks like that. And so back to the room, if we were to try to book this room, so if we were to say any period, let's just say this period, and you'll see that there's a 14-night minimum here. I'm not sure if you can see this. I'll zoom in a little bit more, and you should be able to see this. There's a 14-night minimum on this listing here, as you can see right here, 14-night minimum. Make sure you can see it, 14-night minimum. All right, so when you go back to our listing was on this page here, share this tab here, then we really don't have any competition with some of these listings because this listing in particular is a 14-night listing. So anything under 14 nights, if someone is looking for a room to rent in DC, they're not going to find this place because it's 14-night limit. So we can price ours accordingly, maybe a little bit higher in a shorter time frame because, again, this place is not listed. So if you're looking for anything under 14 days, this is not going to be shown to potential guests. You see some others kind of outside of my neighborhood here, $45. Here's another one for $70 a night. And we can also take a look. This is fairly new listing. And we'll share this tab as well. Let's see if this one has a minimum. Most hosts have a minimum because they don't want to do the cleaning on a regular basis. Understood. understandable there. So you'll see that this listing, bright, comfortable room, 11-minute drive to Galt, and we'll see what his calendar looks like. His calendar looks to be pretty booked or blocked off. So let's see if there are any minimums there. So he has a 31 night minimum. So again, this is not someone that we're necessarily competing with because we accept shorter reservations. So I think just looking at these similar listings gives you kind of a good insight as to who your competitors are. And so I'll close that one down. I'll go back to another similar listing here. I'll share my tab again. Share my tab. And again, here's another listing, a little bit cheaper than my place here. It's a nice place. 4.5 stars, 4 reviews, 12 reviews, sorry. And I'll share the tab again. And you'll see here that this guest, this host, looks like their calendar is pretty booked up here. And we'll see that she also has a 31 night minimum. So again, all of these people, these listings are not necessarily in competition with me, so I can price mine accordingly. Earlier today, we got a booking for about 10 days, and I was on the phone with a buddy of mine. He's also an Airbnb host, and he says, "Hey, are you still using that strategy?" I said, "Yeah." He says, "It's interesting. You're getting like 10-day bookings and things like that." And one of the ways I do this is because I stagger them, and I'll put, say, 10-day limits, and you can see that here. So apply a rule set, and you'll see some of my rule sets here. Let me make sure I'm sharing the right tab. You'll see some of my rule sets here on this listing here. So there are rule sets that we have. Minimize the screen a little bit. And so we have rule sets that you have here. Airbnb allows this functionality where we can set minimum days. So 7-day, 15-day, 30-day, 10-day, 31-day, 5 nights, 1 night maximum, 2 nights, 3 nights. And so we stagger our listings because we have so many listings, partly to populate one house, fill up one house, then fill up another house. So we can kind of steer people in one direction that way. And we can also try to get longer guests when we want longer guests, shorter guests over the weekend at higher prices. So I think this view similar listings that Airbnb rolled out maybe about a year ago is very effective when you're trying to not only price your listings, but when you're trying to set the minimum days that you will be willing to accept the guests. I hope this has been very informative to you. And this is what one of the techniques that we use for pricing when we're listing our places on Airbnb. Again, thank you for struggling through the struggle session of using Streamlabs here. We're getting better and better. We're going to have intro and outro videos at some point, but please support the channel. You see my Cash App here. I haven't set up all the banners. I need to do that. But Portia J and HB and Stanley Cross. And if you want to send a StreamYard, StreamYard instead of a Cash App, you can do that here as well. So StreamYard.com/The Urban Landlord. Once again, thank you for joining. Have a good rest of your day. Hopefully you'll join the other stream. I think Stanley Cross is holding court there. Thanks again.